What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at something very different. This is the Transformers Cyberverse Mace Gnaw, or otherwise known as the Sharkticon. I picked this up from a Walmart. It was $12, and I figured I don't have any Sharkticons in my Masterpiece collection. I need one. This is pretty cheap. It could be a stand-in until we get a real one, which if we ever do, which I don't think we will. There were some released a while back, and I forgot what company did it. I think it was iGear or something. But anyway, those aren't really hard to get, and I figured a modern version of it is fine. But here's the box. Pretty simple. It's on a blister pack, so I wanted to shoot this before I opened it, because once I open it, I'm not putting it back in the box. So there's a box. Let's take a look at the figure and see how good it actually is. And here we have Gnaw out of his packaging, and he looks pretty good. Let's take a quick 360. You can see he's got some paint applications. He's got the green neon eyes. He's got the purple here, the pink here. You got the Decepticon logo there. Some blue for the hands and for these bottom fangs here. This blue plastic is all just plastic, not painted. Here's the back. You got a little bit of blue paint there. And that's really it for paint. Very simple figure, and not a lot to see. Let's take a look at a scale comparison. Here he is with Masterpiece Blue Streak, and you can see he's a little bit bigger. And the scale kind of makes sense. I don't know, it's very hard to say based on the cartoon. Now this is obviously not a Masterpiece figure. This is meant for deluxe or whatever line it is. But let's also take a look at another comparison with the robot mode. And there he is with the Fans Toys Masterpiece Coot, their version of Cup. And it looks good. I like the size. I think it fits in well with the movie Masterpiece figures. So you can put that in your collection if you wanted to. You could also fit it in with your regular mainline collection as well. Let's take a look at articulation. There isn't a lot, so you do get a rotation at the leg here, rotation at the knee. You do get a swivel at the tail. You also can move this fin, although it really is meant to be in place like that. You can open the jaw, but it tends to kind of start untransforming, so it doesn't really look right. But you can open up the jaw a little bit. You can start seeing his head right there. But you can get a wider jaw there. The arms don't move. That's really it for articulation. All right, let's get into transformation here. First, take off this tail. Set that aside, and you're going to open up the jaw here, and make sure you have this tail down. Open that up all the way. Split the legs apart. Fold those in, and they do tab in on the bottom here. You can see this little place to tab them. So get those tabbed in. And the legs also do tab in. You see there's a tab right there. You're going to tab that in, and then tab in the other side. And now you're going to see later that does limit articulation. Rotate the hands around to the front, and then you're going to rotate this entire shoulder assembly upwards. It's going to tab in right there. Same on here. Rotate around and it tabs in. Doesn't really tab very securely, but I'll show you that gimmick. That just kind of did by itself. Push that jaw down, rotate the head around, push this back up into his body like that, and give him his weapon. And there you have him in his robot mode. And it looks pretty good for a deluxe figure. I like the look of it overall. You do see the front of his Sharkticon face here, but that's fine. From the front, he looks really good. He's got a very nice head sculpt there. Articulation wise, you do have a rotation at the head that rotates all the way around. No up and down. You do have a rotation at the shoulder, rotation at the elbow, nothing at the hand, but you can get this into some kind of pose there. No elbow bend or anything like that. The legs are locked in place, but if you take them off this tab, you can move them forward and backwards like this. So it doesn't really go any more forwards than this. That's about all you can get it, but you can get it back to all the way back there. He does have a knee bend, so a very, very small knee bend. right there. That's all you get. And that's really it for articulation. Now he does have a special feature. So I'm going to put the arms up and I'll show you this. You do have to untab this for the feature, and you can already see it's starting to spin there. And basically it's got this power action. So you push this in and you can make it do that. And that's kind of interesting that it does that. I don't know. I'm never going to use this feature, but it's cool that they integrated that feature into this toy. This does look a lot like the previous version of Sharkticon we got. I can't even remember what line it was, whatever line it was. That it looked a lot like this, but this one, it just seems a little bit nicer than that one. It's a little bit bigger also. So that's really it for the robot mode. It doesn't do much else. Let's do a couple of quick comparisons with the Fans Toys Coot. And again, the size is pretty good to me. I like the scale. Now, this isn't a masterpiece, obviously, but it's about the only thing we have right now. There was an iGear version, I think, or some company made a version of Sharkticons, but I never really liked them. And I like these. They're good enough. I don't need these to be expensive, you know, highly articulated figures. They just need to sit on a shelf and look good with my other figures. Final thoughts wise on this figure, this is a very, very cheap, low cost figure, but it does do a good job standing in as a masterpiece Sharkticon, you know, on a masterpiece shelf. It obviously doesn't have masterpiece quality, but in terms of size, scale, coloring, it's fine. It's good enough. So I'm going to have this on my masterpiece shelf. If you're looking for a more articulated figure, this is not it. This is not going to give you that. It doesn't really have a lot of paint, but it serves the purpose. It also has that little fun gimmick for the twisting head. I forgot what they called it, the power series or whatever it is. And that's nice, that's fine, but I'm not going to use that. But as far as a figure for the masterpiece scale to just fit in on the shelf, it's good enough. So that's really it for this review. Thanks for watching. We do have a lot of figures coming up soon, so stay tuned and we'll see you next time.